is up, all you YouTube viewers and YouTube fans? It is your boy and yours truly, Brandon Murphy, here on YouTube. And I am also, as you folks may know me from my Twitch channels, Brandon the Yellow Koopa, and also Brandon the Mandalore 36. Remember them all, folks, so you have to at some point, some which, some way, somewhat, and of course some win. And today, folks, I got a triple whammy for you today. And this triple whammy is a triple whammy discussion, reaction, and review of two SMG4 videos that I have seen today and last week. Plus, we got, folks, Alex Spider's brand new video, opposite day thing or whatever it's called. Anyways, let's begin with the review. So, where to begin? Well, how do I put this? Mario and SMG4 and Karen are still on the verge on looking for their precious children. So, they still chase down Mario and this so-called walkie-talkie thingy-mabobby. While the kids are all having fun playing Minecraft, run by none other than run by this anonymous tip character that still hasn't shown themselves. And it's up to Karen and SMG4 to figure out who this mysterious anonymous tip is. So yeah, Karen and SMG4 gets clues on what Mario's been up to with this anonymous tip character. And yeah, man, many of the things that has been happening since last week that I vaguely, folks, remember the episode. But what I do know is this anonymous tip finally reveals himself as to what his name really is. And that is Mr. Weapons. That's right, folks. We're talking about Mr. WPNZ, not WPNS, himself, voiced by the great voice actor and YouTuber Gijano something. And I gotta admit, he does a pretty good job voicing this Mr. WPNZ, not, again, folks, Mr. WPNS guy or character. Or maybe it's folks a thing. I don't know. But anyways, so that's basically excuse me. That's basically what happened. And as we get to the conclusion of the video, we still hear, folks, Mr. Weapons, and for the final time, it's Mr. WPNZ, not Mr. WPNS, himself, or themselves, or even this thing, for we still don't know what he is, if he's either a guy, a gal, or even just a toy. Speaks to Mario through the walkie-talkie, and all we hear is, are you still open to this task? Can you do this task without acting stupid? Excuse me. Had hair in my mouth. Kind of disgusting it is too. Anyway, so yeah, and Mario's like, you bet your sweet ass I am. And that's basically, folks, what happened in the during last week's video when SMG4 and Karen was still on the chase, hunting down Mario until they captured him, of course. Which comes to now this next video that I'm about to react and review, as well as discuss with you all. But so yeah, anywho, where to begin on this new episode? Well, we all know those good cop, bad cop movies, such as The Dark Knight, even Detective Pikachu, and many, many more things that has that good cop, bad cop shtick. And, well, SMG4 did as best he could to be a good cop by talking to Mario, which I know it wasn't part of the SMG4 video, but I'm just saying this right now because I've known a lot about being the good cop, bad cop thing since Detective Pikachu, and also from, as I already mentioned, the Dark Knight movie. So, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. So, SMG4 did as best he could to be a good cop and ask kindly to Mario, please, man, just tell me where you hid the kids and whatnot. Then Karen shoves SMG4 off to the side, and with brute force and brutality, Karen's like, in her rage, in this kind of action, where is my kids? I swear to God, if you don't tell me where my kids are, I'm gonna do something terrible to you, Mario. And Mario's like, beats me. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then that's when Karen continued doing this good cop, bad cop thing, as she's like, oh, so you're not gonna talk, are you? Okay, we have ways on making you talk. And by the way, that line also was from Toy Story that I had to borrow, and not that I hope I don't get demonetized for this, but that's what Karen's saying to Mario. And Karen pulls out a plate full of spaghetti, and she's like telling Mario, this is your last chance. You better tell me where my kids are, or I swear to God, I will do something terrible to your spaghetti. And we know everything about spaghetti. That you can put many things on spaghetti. Meatballs, fish food, or any of the sort. And it still would taste good. But anything else, oh my God, I would be like, F this shit, I'm out. Or F this stuff, I'm out. But you folks get what I'm saying. And Mario's like, no, anything but my spaghetti. You sons of a bitches. And Karen's like, better start talking, or else spaghetti's gonna become spaghetticized. And that's when I folks saw a bullet coming out of no. That's when me, Karen, and SMG4, we both saw a bullet coming from a long distance. Now, I could only think of several people that could do this, and I should know because I've seen many movies that have that kind of thing where you shoot from, say, a long distance, like from across my street, and if I was booped, so help me, it would not end well for me or even my family to even witness. But anyways, so that's basically what happened to Karen in SMG4. Is this anonymous tip, this mysterious character finally shows themselves as Mr. Weapons. And as it turns out, Mr. Weapons is actually just a, well, let's say it's your own hand and fingertips, okay? Who has plenty of weapons to choose from. And it's not even a joke. Say, for example, this. Your thumb becomes, well, a ticking time bomb. If you flick your thumb goes kablooey. Your index finger, would become a lightsaber or two and go. You folks get the idea. Okay, but that's what happened. That's whom we finally witness, and as Mario's like, from that Disney and Pixar movie Hunchback of Notre Dame, Mario's all like, yeah, I'm free, but without the, oh god damn it thing, as Mario's like, laters, bitches! And that's when I'm like, oh, Mario, you think you can escape from Karen? You think you can escape from SMG4? Well, you thought wrong, laddie. So, the chase begins as Mario and Luigi... No, I'm sorry, as Mario runs away from Karen in SMG4, while Karen in SMG4 is on Mario's butt. And as Mr. Weapons still continues firing at Karen in SMG4, Mr. Weapons is like, in this kind of voice, hey Mario, why don't you bring them here? I have a devilish plan. And Mario's like, what? Sorry, I can't seem to hear you with all this gunfire going ablaze. And that's not even a joke. Mario did actually said that, but there was a lot while there was still going. Yeah, while that was still going on and happening, of course, Mario, Mr. Weapons is like, ugh. Okay, listen, I'll stop the firing and start sending out flare guns. But you better get your butt over here. And trust me, folks, I'm doing the best I can to do Mr. Weapons' voice. Which, again, huge credit to Gigiano, by the way, who played Mr. Weapons. But, anyway, so, Mr. Weapons starts shooting a flare gun. No, flares out of his fingertips. And Mario's like, that's my way to escape. Laters, bitches! Until Mario accidentally tripped over SMG4 and Karen. And that's when Mr. Weapons again was all like, good. Now, make a distraction while I figure out a way to make Karen talk. So Mario starts dancing, and all I could ever say was, what the hell is this? Do you think this is some kind of a... Do you think this is some kind of a sick joke, Mario? You dancing when SMG4 and Karen's on your butt? That's a terrible distraction, man. And even Mr. Weapons agrees, and he's like, I can't believe I gotta do this myself. Alright, that's it. Mario, give me your hand. So, Mario, with his left hand, has Mr. Weapons attached to Mario, and that's when both Mario and Mr. Weapons teams up against SMG4 and Karen, and well, you folks can pretty much guess the rest of it as Mr. Weapons and Mario still keeps shooting at Karen and SMG4 with various weapons, and we're talking about flamethrowers, grenade pills, or from Team Fortress 2 Demo Man, and many other things. Until one of the Team Fortress 2 Demo Man grenade pills accidentally caused a kaboom when there is flame still going on. And I'm no expert when it comes to kabooms, but if you mix flamethrower with any other weapon like a grenade or a rocket or anything, man, everything would just go kablooey. So my tip and advice is don't use grenade pills from Team Fortress 2 Demo Man with Team Fortress 2's flamethrower from a pyro, of course. But anyways, so the movie still goes on, and as Mario and Karen finds out that SMG4 is still alive, Karen had a new plan, and that is, in Karen's voice as much as I could do it, Mario? No. Mario! Take SMG4 out of here! I gotta deal with this anonymous tip thing. And trust me, folks, that's all I got. But anyway, so Karen, she starts chasing down the anonymous tip, aka Mr. Weapons themselves. And that's when Karen and Mr. Weapons finally come face to face, or more like fist to face. As you folks see what I did there, because Mr. Weapons is actually a hand and not a human being. Mr. Weapons reveals exactly what Karen's been through, as much as we all been seeing what Karen's been through, and that is, Karen wanted a job, Karen wants this, Karen wants that, Karen wants to take care of her children, Karen wants a home. Well, it turns out that Mr. Weapons has everything, man. He has everything, including the kitchen sink, and all this time, Mr. Weapons is saying, "Oh, you want your kids? They're back at your previous home, but you better go there quickly, for time is running short for your kids." And that's the conclusion right there. That we would have to wait till next week for no, yeah, from SMG4 to make one last SMG4 movie arc, because I got a feeling that something dreadful is going to happen to Karen's kids. I don't know what it is, but my guess is, and if I would have to take a hunch and guess, which is why my family has been doing the best they can to get me away from games, and this is also a little message to everyone that plays games that we should all take a break from them, otherwise we'll get possessed. Just like Karen's kids got possessed by playing Minecraft 24/7 a day, 24/7 a month, 24/7 a year even, until our brains fully get addicted to games. Because that's all we do. We play games. Now, me on the other hand, I would love to play something other than games. Like, this is why, folks, I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I also have Pokemon trading cards. Problem is, I don't have anyone to play those things with people. But for those of you out there that have a family member or even kids, I say, let them play Pokemon trading card games. Let them play freaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Make them play something like Uno or a board game for one singular time and moment, because honestly, playing PC games is not as fun as doing other things, whether outdoors or indoors. Okay? That's my moral lesson of SMG4's videos. Okay? Now, moving on to the final discussion, reaction, and review video that I'm going to discuss, react, and review is none other than, of course, give me one moment. And that would be uno momento. That would be Alex Spiders swapping AU video, where we have Dark Squid and Inkara's opposites. Excuse me. So, yeah, man, let's go ahead and discuss about that. As well as me reacting and reviewing it. So where to start off? So, much like SMG4's video, where Mario and Karen did the good cop, bad cop thing, Dark Squid just all out went, just completely and 100% bad cop and asked Inkara where Alex Spider could be, or else things are gonna end up bad for her. You know, stupid eardrum of mine, man. Okay, but anyways, so Inkara refuses to speak after Inkara was probably doing some cleaning, after she saw like a brochure that says, want to get paid fast? Take our challenge or whatever for And I know this is gonna sound crazy, folks, but it's not a joke. 50,000 in cash, and she's like, ooh. So what does Inkura do? She accepts the job, and that's where, again, Dark Squid became bad cop up in Inkura's grill, and well, let's just say, excuse me, had a yawn there, but anyway, my point is, as Inkura refused to tell Dark Squid where Alex Pirate could be, and that's when things could not get any funnier, as Inkura and Dark Squid's opposites showed up, and while Inkura did the best she could to be nice to her opposite self, her opposite self's like, goodbye, bitch. And that's when things went weird, because we all know those days where we tell people April Fool's jokes, or even if it's opposite date jokes, they're not funny. But for this video, swap AIs or AUs or whatever Alex Barrett called it, it was pretty funny and kind of weird at the same time, because as soon as the opposite version of Inkura left the building, Dark Squid's opposite was like, "Oh, are you okay? Here, let me pull you up. Here you go. Now you have a good day. Bye." And that's when Dark Squid's like, "What the hell is this? What am I experiencing here?" Well, it turns out that Inkura's got an opposite, and Dark Squid's got an opposite, that I first found it, again, and for the last time, funny, because the video still went on as the opposite version of Inkura was being so mean to Alex Spider that I just found it not okiki. But we then get to see Dark Squid's opposite picking up Alex Spider, and we saw Dark Squid's opposite did the same thing to Inkura, and as Dark Squid's opposite picked up Alex Spider and did the same thing to Inkura by saying goodbye and may you have a good day and all that jazz. Also, you're welcome for me patching you up and all that jazz. And that's when Dark Squid's like, okay, alright, that's it. I've had enough with this. Opposite day, boom. So what did Dark Squid and Inkura had in mind? Well, it sounds pretty simple and easy, but from my guess, Inkura and Dark Squid had to work together, just for the time being, by sending off their opposites back to this mirror that I guess uh, that can clone yourself, much like we've seen from My Little Pony um, episode when Pinkie Pie made a clone version of herself, and we've also seen that in uh, many other things. For instance, an example, Haunted Mansion, or something more that I folks have no clue. But anyway, so we get to so a little later and after a while, we seek here, folks, Inkra and Dark Squid, I guess, finally got rid of their opposite selves. And while Inkra thought she was pleased or felt some pleaseful or relaxed or whatever, I guess grief or relief, let's just say Dark Squid was like, yeah, just don't forget, I'm still one Alex Spider, gone, and Vita saying Francois and Sayonara, Inkra, so just don't get too comfortable and happy, alright? God. And that's when we jump to the conclusion of Alex Spider's video, as Inkra goes back to work to this so-called job at Grisco's. And that's right, I said Grisco's because that's pretty much what we all do in Splatoon 3. Besides playing, well, even for me, of course, I technically would just do work. No, let me run that again. Work. Rather than going through some stupid and retarded turf war and or these Splatfest competitions. Unless my friends are playing, unless my one and only friend, Angel Shark or Angel Byleth, as source filmmaker, plays turf war, then I'll tap in, but only until someone else joins. Like, for example, if DJ Particle joins up with Angel Byleth, source filmmaker, I'm gone. If DJ Particle even steps in with Angel Byleth, source filmmaker, I'm gone. Because, let me be clear and honest, folks, I don't want to do anything with them. Even though my heart still say that we should do something about this. Okay? And let me be honest, it's been almost towards that half of the month already where we're already getting close to April, May, and June to step in. That I kind of want to do something that I want to regret and apologize to DJ Particle, Epic Xander, and GC. But as I said, folks, if they're still not open to even for a second find somewhere in their hearts to just, as they say in the movies, bygones be bygones, or as they say in the movies, me find a good example. Like Disney's Princess and the Frog. That's a good one. Like the bad guy says, "No, I'm not ready at all. Please, please, I'm not ready to go to the Shadow Realm. Please, just give me another chance. I'll change. I can do. We can have another round with those frog-like creatures that talk like a human being. No!" And all that jazz. So, that's all I'm saying. But, if not, then, so as I said, man, I can't control, and possess people's actions, opinions, or even options. I can only control, and possess myself if I want to. Which I don't. So, yeah. Anywho, that's pretty much it for this here video that I folks want to discuss, react, and review. And I guess the moral lesson is, don't trust mirrors that can be your double ganger or any of the sort, man. Because once again, we've seen that happen in My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, when Pinkie Pie jumped into that pool that duplicates themselves, or even double gangs themselves is the word I was actually looking for. Excuse me. Excuse me, holy smokes. And finally, folks, yeah. Just for the record, in both, coming from yours truly, Brendan Murphy, here on YouTube, and also from Twitch, as you folks may know me as Brendan the El Koopa and Brendan the Mandalore 36, I can only say that if well, you know, I mean, this is a message to Spider 2, of course, but if he wants to make a video, at least make a video that if he wants to make a video, at least make a video that doesn't clone or copy the same idea as My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Since I'm taking a wild goose chase guess that Alex Spider has not watched or even seen My Little Pony cartoons, movies, or videos on YouTube that we people know and love and care. Alright? But, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Also, just a little heads up to everybody starting let me look at my calendar, because I think I have something planned for let's see. So not next week, but during the upcoming week of April, that'll folks be well, actually, hang on. Let me see. I did say that we would be coming back. So, So I don't know, man. Maybe during April 7th, guys, I'll be coming back to make up and pick up everything from Danganronpa, and maybe I'll continue pretty much focus everything. I'll pretty much pick up everything from Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, as well as excuse me, as well as folks. Excuse me. Damn it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll be picking up where I left off on both Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and as well as Danganronpa, another Despair Academy, starting April 7th at a probably an earlier time because let's be honest and real here. Yeah, iPhone's got tons and tons of shish kebab to do. Before, folks, we all jump to that summer vacation. Not to mention, my birthday will be coming up at the end of May, so that's why I'm kind of want to get all this done on April and on May before the summer vacation hits. So, just be tuned in to my streams. As once again, you folks may know. As once again, you can check me out. You can check me out on my channel. It hasn't changed. It is still, and as always, Brendan the Yellow Koopa. And my moderating self, Brendan the Mandalore 36. Will keep an eye on you all. I mean 4 eyes actually on you all. Because, like I said, my moderating self, which is also me, Brendan the Mandalore 36, will be making sure that we keep my stream clean, rated G, or PG for all. I don't care or even matter. And any other stuff that's good and whatnot. Alright? But that's all I got to say, man. And that's yeah, just tune in for April 7th. Alright, guys. So, yeah. Yeah, until that day and until, I guess, next Saturday, maybe even Sunday, when we get something new from SMG4 or Alex Spider. I am yours truly, folks, Brendan Murphy here on YouTube, and I am also, as you folks may know me once again from my Twitch channels, Brendan the Mandalore 36 and Brendan the Yellow Koopa. I am to you all out there who will be watching this. Goodbye, auf Wiedersehen, bonsoir, sayonara, and all that jazz. Plus, as the band Puya say from their hit single album, Fundamental Saying Go. Keep it simple. And also, you folks know how I end my videos or streams when I go live and end them, of course. Let's go.
Oh, mamma mia!
Yeah, you folks get the idea. Alright, toodles.